Yo, what's going on? Another episode of I Was Thinking Pod. Uh, what we got going on, man? What's going on with me? Same old, just working, building up, getting my life together. You know what I mean? Um, I've been heavy on creating more content lately. Um, just getting into the rep muscle, building that muscle of posting and being more active on social media because you got to do that, and if you want to build an audience and ultimately go on tour, have your own things, you know what I mean? Because have if you okay, so if you don't build your audience and you just go and you meet somebody and they help you solely off your talent and they're responsible for building your audience, if you have a falling out with them or they leave, your audience goes with them because you never establish a foundation or an organic connection with your audience. That happens like I'd say seven to eight times out of 10. Now the other two points are like the nine and the 10. You know what I'm saying? The other 2 points. Um, that's the rare occasion that somebody actually builds a relationship after the industry or somebody representing the industry gives you a fan base. So like a Rihanna came in. She didn't do like a mixtape circuit. She didn't do like small time. She went straight. She came in, met some people. They introduced her to Jay-Z. She got signed. They developed her and helped her build a fan base, and she built a fan base somehow, a strong fan base over time, and they're still with her, waiting for her to drop an album. And that's what I mean by like, you know, those rare occasions. That's a rarity. Usually when you stop dropping music or you stop doing things, people leave. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, so um, been just working on that. Um, also showcasing my talent at the same time and really getting hands on and really trying to diversify my days. Um, monetizing on my social media, um, and people are talking to me about like, yo, I hope you're doing things in this way instead of just trying to build the social media, because you have to build that organic connection and build that connection with your audience so you can do a call to action to get people to come to the shows. Because if you're just giving them content, they're not want to come to the shows, and there's going to be no point. They're getting everything off the muscle from you. You're giving them everything that they will see, they've already gotten. So I understand that point. Um, and I don't try to rely solely on social media. I don't try to rely solely um, on YouTube and just giving them everything uh, via via these platforms, because platforms come and go. At one point in time, Comedy Central was the one of the premier and strongest platforms a comedian could ever be on. Same with if you were a black comedian, it was Def Jam, Comic View, Showtime at the Apollo. Now those platforms are non-existent. They don't hold the same level that they used to have. Comedy Central, they was on the verge of going bankrupt. They were laying off a bunch of employees. Um, Showtime at the Apollo, who's watching that? I don't know if it even still exists. Comic View, they came back, and instead of showcasing new talent and underexposed talent like they used to, What they did is they showcased a whole bunch of comedians that everybody already is familiar with, and you know, whatever. No disrespect to them, but they were already showcased on there again. So you're putting the same people in the face of the people, and those people are already getting TV shows. They're already getting these awards and accolades. You're not introducing them to no fresh faces. Um, you're not exposing them to new talent, which kind of takes away the idea of watching the show. Then you got other platforms. Also, oh, fucking um, Def Jam. Def Jam is gone. They tried to bring Def Jam back. It was short lived, and it did the same thing as Comic View. You know what I'm saying? So um, you got you got the new strongest comedic platform that's out is Don't Tell. Don't Tell um, is is a big conglomerate um, created by a guy um, his name slips my head right now. But basically, he created Don't Tell, and then Don't Tell it became an organization. It became a bunch of guys who wanted to be affiliated with Don't Tell, so they're running Don't Tell out of their states for the guy who's the main guy, and they're only putting on people who have managers, agents, situations, or that they have a relationship with. They're not really putting on people based off of talent alone. It's all about situation and all that other stuff. Because it was about talent alone, or about your following and stuff like that, a lot more people would be on Don't Tell that have giant followings are extremely talented when it comes to comedy. Um, and that's no knock to them. That shit, I still want to be on Don't Tell. Um, I'm not gonna lie about it, because it represents the game recognizing you as a hot comedian, or that they think you're hot. But if it don't happen, I'm cool with that too, because I'm one of those people. I don't need validation or um, to be supported by a platform. I've outlasted a lot of different platforms, outlived a lot of different platforms that did not want to support me, and that's one of the things that I want to tell creatives and artists out there. You don't need the validation from certain platforms. Nobody supported Gucci Man when he first started. Nobody supported Young Jeezy when he first started. Nobody supported Future when they first started. They had the streets. Not everybody's gonna like you. You're not everybody's gonna have a relationship with the industry, like and I use these terms as in rap terms, like where you're loved like a Kendrick Lamar, or um, loved from just a general industry standpoint, where you're loved like um, a Drake. You know what I'm saying? But or you have a relationship with the game like a Drake. Because Drake has the relationship, Kendrick has the love. Um, but yeah, man, it's you gotta focus on just building yourself and building your relationship with your audience. I love Tech Nine's story, because Tech Nine got an E40 and Tech Nine, and I use rap references a lot because I love hip hop music, but also because they are some of the most amazing make do with whatever you can get your hands on type people that I am familiar with. with when it comes to Tech Nine. He didn't have no support at first. He came in, built his audience, and got his team together, and they just started moving, and then ended up becoming one of the most successful rappers without the support of the industry of all time. You know what I mean? Same with E40. E40, he does business with the industry. He's cool with them, but the industry also loves E40 because he doesn't have any bad blood from him, and he understands the business. And he just moves according, keeps the business, keeps it professional, doesn't bad mouth, doesn't talk shit. He just goes, I'm gonna get my own shit. Peace. Same with Larry June. Larry June under, found a way to understand the industry, got with some people who respected him business wise, and he's been moving accordingly. And that's how I think that's the perfect way to move. You know what I'm saying? Where you're a person who built who's not waiting for somebody to give you a handout, but is also still open to um, compromising business wise to make things work and to get to where they want to be. You know what I mean? Like, not okay. He's a great example. I know he's in trouble, but this has really nothing to do with his troubled past. This has to do with his business aspects. So, like a Tory Lanez, he came in, struggled, tried to figure out a way, got into bed with the industry. Then he figured out, okay, how do I escape this? How do I get on my own? Build his own personal relationship with the people, started putting out hot shit, owns all his shit. Now he's getting money. He gets money without even trying. And the industry, if they can't get a cut of it, they'll act like you don't exist. So that's another thing too. Like, if you're not playing the game, they'll act like you don't exist. Like there's nobody out there like you. Like like uh like like you're losing. When you're not losing, you're actually winning. You look at uh there's tons of examples, man. They just not crossing my head right now. My head's on other things right now, so I can't really think of the examples in particular. But yeah, man, build your audience. That's the only thing the industry respects right now. Anyway, they respect people who have a true to heart fan base. And I've talked about this all the time. I bring it up every time because it's so important to have your own support system, to have your own people that like you, and to supply the people that fuck with you heavy. Because if you don't and they give it to you and it don't take, you're gonna look like a weirdo when you're trying to sell out a venue and it don't sell. You're gonna look like a weirdo when you're trying to do certain things, and and people are like, yo, I thought you was on. You look like you super lit. I didn't know you needed my support for real. You look like you was super lit. You look like you was winning. And it come to find out, you got millions and millions of followers, and you can't sell 2,000 tickets, or you can't sell 2,000 shirts. You can't even sell. You can't even lock in on your 5% or 5% and below of whatever your following is to generate income off of that. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I've just been working on lately. That, and just taking all the little change I can get, because one, when you're not famous and you're on YouTube, or if you're on YouTube and you don't know how to use it properly, or you're not posting consistently, or the things you post about isn't moving the needle, you're not getting no money off of YouTube. And I was listening to a couple of YouTubers talk about how there's no more money in YouTube, and I was like, there's change in it. So change equals money. If you work hard enough, that change will turn into money. So I'm always down for getting a little compensation because something is better than nothing. And that comes from me. And I got to maintain this mindset and this attitude because I feel like my time and my break is going to come soon. And when it does, I want to still be able for people to recognize who I am as a person. And they will, I believe, because I've had money before, and I've toured before. I've put myself on tour, and none of that really phased me. That made me stronger comedian, and more people recognized that I am a self motivated person. That I'm a self starter. That I do what I need to do for myself, and I invest in myself first before I ask anybody else to invest in me. So, and I love that aspect about myself. You know what I'm saying? I love that I will keep a job while I will keep a regular job while having two movies out. I'll make sure I'm working consistently consistently and doing what I need to do while, you know what I'm saying, still while being one of the hottest comedians out. You know what I mean? So um yeah, man. Um yeah, people are really lazy these days, man. So they cry about a lot of stuff instead of trying to get it together and make it work. Like a lot of people don't want to work, man. But also, while you're not trying to work, you're just making it more faster, more feasible for people to abandon the idea of working with humans and work with AI and machinery. That's all you're doing is validating their notion of maybe I should, or it would be better if I did. You know what I'm saying? So, and that hurts the economy because people are not splitting money with other people. They're taking off for themselves, and then there's nobody to watch the content because they're busy slaving trying to figure out a way to get money or to get eyes. Bro, I seen people are thirsty right now. People are hurting. People are they were telling me that I was looking at this interview earlier, and he was saying that to to bring in 500 to 1,000 people, you are a blessed entertainer. So many people are struggling with that aspect right now. You look at it like these tours, it'd be like 8 dudes on a tour that have followings just to get a decent or to sell out a venue. So that's why it's like building fan base is very important, and you can't stop once you get it big. You have to keep posting and building up and diversifying yourself and figuring out different ways to connect with the people and to bring them out. Because if you don't, then you gonna fall off eventually, brother. You have to keep reinventing yourself. You have to keep reintroducing yourself. You have to keep providing incentives for these people to rock with you. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's what it is on that, man. Um, when it comes to YouTube, it's a market like everything else, and markets are never designed for you to solely rely on that market unless you're the pioneer of that market. It's not designed for that. It's designed for you to if you're for you to get money and build something in it where you're getting like not too low but a consistent amount of money to be able to build and maintain from that And when it's really good, then you're ranking in the dough, and you have to make sure you manage that money properly and reinvest in other things and invest in things to make the money grow by itself and do things by itself when you're not focused on it. So a lot of people didn't do that. So now they're going out there telling everybody there ain't no money in YouTube no more. But even when there's no money in YouTube, there's money in YouTube, because if people are watching you and people are checking in for you or people are watching you, bro, I want to give an example. I know that DJ Academics is making a lot of money. And the reason I know that is because he's good at what he does, and because people, even though people may not like the things that he does or the things that he's been involved with, they are genuinely fans of his, even if they don't want to admit that they're fans. They're fans. And the reason I say that is because I'm a goddamn fan. I didn't realize it until he was gone off the internet, off the YouTube space for like a week. And every day I was checking to see if he made another video or made some video regarding what was happening that week. I was like, yo, where the hell is this nigga at? To the point where I was like, something must have happened. I started thinking about things that could have happened or maybe happened to him for him not to have post. And then when I started checking other YouTubers out, their pages out to try to offset him missing from the YouTube space, there was nobody that was as good as him. I was just like, yo, these other guys are trash. I was like, yo, they don't have the same connections. They don't explain things the way he does. It's just that he has a it factor that uh, showcases how important he is to the YouTube space as a media personality. And that's what you have to bring. That's what you have to have. That's what you have to do, because everybody else paled in comparison to him. I was just like, ugh, might as well go listen to Audible, learn some books or some shit like that. Might as well go listen to music. Whose new album's out? You know what I'm saying? There was no reason to listen to hip hop anything, because there was that he was missing. And I know that sounds crazy, because it does. I didn't. I was like, yo, I was checking every day like to see if he posted a video. I was watching videos about them talking about him missing. I was like, oh shit. um, but yeah, man. That's when you know you're doing well, and you're building a fan base, and you know somebody is in a space where they are able to monetize off their fan base, because their fan base is looking for them. Like, oh, if they disappear, the fan base notices. Damn, where the fuck you at? But it's only been a week. Niggas is looking out the window like they lost their dad. Is he coming back? So, yeah. Pause, man. It was crazy for me to admit that, guys. I ain't gonna hold you, because I, I was like, yo, what is going on? Why am I checking for this guy's content? He didn't put no content out, but that's because his content is good. His content is good. Is the way he do it, the way he deliver it is good, and everybody's delivering the same content. So I was like, oh, this nigga, I'm a fan of this nigga, man. I'm a fan of his skill set, of what he does, what he brings. But yeah, man. So that was a perfect reminder for me. Like, yo, everybody's gonna do it, but they ain't gonna do it like you. And I was like, damn, that's real as fuck. This is a reinforcement in that. And then I was on Instagram scrolling, saw Kev on stage. Kev on stage took time out of his day to make a video telling a person why It's okay for you not to think that he's funny because so many millions of people think that he's funny. He's on tour selling out dates. Like, just because you don't think he's funny, it don't matter about you. You not the one buying tickets. You the person online who's looking at him and going, this nigga not funny. But then you're not putting up any other person that is funny, and you're not supporting that person who is funny financially. And that's another thing. Whoever, if you want to see real comedy and you like real acts, real comedy, real art of performing, of entertainment, whatever you think is real entertainment, you need to support that. You need to go out and buy tickets. You need to go out and buy a shirt. You need to go out and when you see him at a smaller venue or a club, you need to go to that. Let people know it's real. Because if you don't, that entertainer is gonna disappear. And you're gonna be looking up like I was looking for DJ Academics, like, yo, where's this nigga at? For real. But what else is going on? I love movies, man. But I am sick of these terrible movies, man. Golly. And they're black too, so it's hard to like be like it make you feel coonish like going, yo, no, I ain't watching that. Shit sucks, man. Especially when white people are championing the movie. Like you're like, what? That's what's happening nowadays. I noticed it with the movie uh, one of those days one of those days with Kiki Palmer. The movie for me it wasn't my cup of tea. It was seemed like it was rushed. The concepts were it didn't hit for me. Um, but shouts out to them, and I'm happy for the success for them. But if from also I noticed like, yo, nobody has a bad opinion about this movie. That catches me off guard, especially a movie with two sisters, and the movie is a girl version of Friday, the first one. So nobody has a problem with this movie. Not that I want them to have a problem with this movie, but it don't seem real for everybody to have a positive opinion on a movie. It seemed like something's up, something's fishy. Because even the best of movies, people have their own little critiques. So I thought the writing on the movie was rushed. I thought the writing seemed not organic. It seemed like it was just goofy scenarios thrown together and then molded together through little tactics in in the editing stage, like little like the counter clock on the thing to showcase um, time slipping away to add pressure to the storyline. But it was for me. It was the perfect score, damn near perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like, man, Rotten Tomatoes don't be giving out perfect scores to niggas like that. And then, especially to this movie. This movie doesn't even it doesn't even match up to some of the movies that they've getting given bad scores to. So I was just like, that's fishy. That's suspicious. So yeah, that was one of the things that stuck out about it for me before I initially went and watched it. Um, they got the money, so you know I support it. You got the money. I didn't like the product. This is what it is, and it don't mean that I'm hating on any of those institutions or any of those actors or anything or Issa Rae does or anything. I just didn't like the project. And it's crazy because anybody who posts a negative comment or anybody who's thinking about posting a negative comment, they're bombarded with um, all this super positivity that influences you not to want to be the person to stand out and say the negative thing about the movie. So I was like, this is crazy good marketing, man. This is some bot shit. Because then I'm scrolling through Instagram earlier and it was like, yo, 60% of the internet is bots. Like 40% is humans. I was like, wow, if that's true, then that would explain why so many random pages beefing up the idea of this movie and making it seem like this movie is just amazing. So I was like, whatever. So, yeah, I didn't post too much on about that because I didn't want to be. I just didn't feel like being the nail that stuck out and me being proximity to a lot of these people. I didn't want to be the guy that everybody thinks is trying to hate on the payday of these people or the advancement of these people's careers. So whatever. Because that's not what I was trying to do. I'm all for good product, good art, good shit. Like entertaining. Get your things off. Market, sell products, promote different things, but like have a great storyline, bro. Good storylines are timeless. Bro, they put back they brought back Interstellar, put it in theaters. The Interstellar went number one again because it's a good movie, great acting. And no, I'm not saying that that's what a comedy should be, but I'm saying that a comedy should be funny enough for people to be like, yo, I love this movie. One of the movies that people love dearly and as funny is anything, damn near anything from Will Ferrell. If you don't want to go with Will Ferrell, go with Superbad. Superbad is a classic. Damn, it's a classic. And it didn't need high stakes. The original Friday, classic. A lot of character building in that. World building. Like that was a world build. This one felt like they was just jumping off the scenarios and 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 luck. I was like, what? What? You guys get put out immediately on the same day you're supposed to pay the rent by an African, and then some white girl that coincidentally moves in sees you guys and then goes, I love art so much I'm about to give you guys money. And we're gonna throw a party on the same day without any forward notice and have important people come out to buy your art that everybody's gonna help you put together in the goddamn courtyard in the apartment building you just got kicked out of. All right. All right. Did another movie I saw come out that's coming out is G20. I'm like, I guess they made the movie thinking that Kamala was gonna win. So they got Viola Davis, who did good in Woman King, and now since she did good in Woman King, they're like, yo, she can do action. She can fight people. So they got Viola Davis pulling um, a Queen Latifah equalizer as the president at a G20 summit, which is like a summit where all these people that of importance to the world meet up, and then they're infiltrated by a group of guys who want money or something, and Viola Davis, the only black woman in the goddamn building hides unnoticed. What? Everybody knows the one black female president or the one black female world leader, and she sneaks away when you know she's in the building and she's able to walk around and kill you guys. To conclude this segment, she grabs a man that's like 200 plus pounds of muscle. He's got to be like 6'3" or something like that. She grabs him and puts his face on the stove while the fire's going. She, she grabs his face and puts his face down on. Bro, how tall is Viola Davis? I don't know how tall she is, but I know God, whatever, whatever. I guess that's what movies are about. Make believe. They are, but even when you're doing make believe, the best stories, whether they're comedy, drama, or whatever, or sci-fi, they're grounded in reality or have some a base reality where they extend from, where they launch from into whatever direction they're gonna go in. Those are the best stories. But yeah, the Captain America, what a joke. I I hate everything about that this new series, and it's just because Anthony Mackie, he's a great actor sometimes, but then he just gets in the wrong roles, and it's happened frequently to him. The fact that that I thought Anthony Mackie could play Tupac. Look at him. He does not ooze thug life. What? The fact that they thought Anthony Mackie could do Altered Carbon. I like that show. He ruined it. Um, what else, man? And then when it came to him getting like the show or becoming Captain America, they don't even do any character development on this guy. They basically take Captain America and then go, "You're black. You're a hero." And then for some reason, they decide that Anthony Mackie becomes Captain America and does not use a super serum. What? How you gonna fight? Bro, you're fighting things from outer space. You don't know what you about to be up against as Captain America, and you don't take that super serum. Okay, so then Anthony Mackie, he he shouldn't be Captain America, but let's go forward. He moves forward, becomes Captain America, and then every time he's fighting a villain that's big, more powerful than his, and out of his range, and he can't win, and the odds are stacked against him. How does he defeat the villain or defeat the situation? He talks it out. He digs into their inner feelings, turns into a goddamn therapist on the spot, and then they calm down, and then the situation just sorts itself out. That's what's happening in that new movie. I was like, yo, I hope they just revamp the universe. They need to just restart the universe, man. After they get done doing whatever they're doing, restart the universe, recast Captain America as the white man. Let's get this show on the road because this is just terrible. Just like they need to restart the Star Wars universe because Disney has fumbled both of these universes, man. Universes have been ruined with just terrible storytelling and just the ideology of different things. And yes, superhero shows have always included what's happening in the current news, but they told the stories better, and it was about maintaining that energy, the same energy that fucking everybody's flocking to Jack Reacher, the show Jack Reacher for. I seen somebody trying to hate on that show. I'm like, yo, we are running to that. That's what we want to see. We want to see somebody do something about it, not lose and then try to. All right, man. But yeah, Captain America the movie sucks. So it is comic book accurate, but it sucks. And what needs to happen is the people that are in our writers rooms, they need to be comic book enthusiasts too. They can't be people that are just writers and don't care about the source material and just start making up their own story and adding in whatever they want to add to spread whatever agenda or ideology they want to spread. Can't happen like that because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't look good. It doesn't sell. Nobody buys it. Nobody likes it. It's a dumb story. Um, Same thing happened to Lord of the Rings. They wanted to put out a movie so bad to keep the IP that they made that cartoon, and that cartoon was horrible. It was a stupid story nobody cared about. Like Amazon Prime has literally ruined the goddamn Lord of the Rings. Like story is all over the place. It's crazy sloppy, and they keep giving money to whoever those guys are that are making it. And it's just what it is, man. Because Amazon Prime got unlimited funds, so whatever. They're just gonna keep CGIing and add more monsters and add more people out of their timeline to fight with the people, so you can see those people to make it seem like they are on top of the IP when they're not. They're just grabbing random names and heroes from the source material to make you be like, okay, I surrender. And this episode of the podcast, I got real nerdy on you guys today, but um, I watch a lot of TV, man. I like to be entertained. I'm in the industry as many different things. I act, I write, I shoot my own content. So I'm a fan of creating stories and visuals. So when I watching the pros do it, I'll be like, oh, I'm watching to see what not to do and what I don't like as a fan and as a participant. So yeah, man. But in other news, man, a lot more people is like, yo, Vaughn, we got way bigger fish to fry. They about to release that Epstein list soon, so people who are on it are trying to get all the money they can, or they're laying low. So yeah, but yeah, a lot of changes coming, and we'll tackle them as they go. Thanks for got tongue tied for a minute. Thanks for chilling with me this episode of the pod. And I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys continue to come to the page and follow me and subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and keep in tune with me and tell me what you don't like and what you do like, and you can find the middle there. And thank you for supporting me with all the comedy and acting and all the other stuff. And I do it for the love, man, because it's like I said earlier, YouTube ain't paying. They giving crumbs, but not like they used to. Not like some of these guys with like 2, 3 million, 15 million subscribers and followers are getting. But yeah, so I appreciate the love, and we'll be back.